following video is made for RubyISS.com, all credit going to the article writer Harrison for the following two prospects. Since it's literally never too early to look ahead at next year's draft, let's take a look at what Ruby ISS has as the projected number 1 and number 2 prospects, those being Alexis Lafreniere, please forgive me if I mispronounced your name, or Quinton Byfield. As of right now, the conversations I've been having is that Alexis Lafreniere is the one who's going to be number 1 overall. However, let's take a look at both of their profiles via RubyISS.com, link below to the website in the description, and see if there really is an open and shut case, or if Byfield just might have a case to be number 1 overall. Let's start off with who my editor is already saying is the undisputed number 1 prospect out of this camp, out of the QMJHL left winger, Alexis Lafreniere. Reading from the article, and I quote, Alexis Lafreniere is a generational talent and is considered a can't-miss prospect in the 2020 NHL entry draft. Quite a few people in the hockey industry have compared him to Sidney Crosby, mainly because he scored 42 goals in his rookie QMJHL season as a 16-year-old. Alexis followed up that campaign with a 105-point season in 2018-2019, which saw him accumulate 68 assists. Lafreniere's playmaking ability really came to light this past season. Alexis is trusted in all situations by his coaches. If you need a late push, he's out there trying to dominate the play. Lafreniere's ability to perform under pressure stands above the rest. He thrives the more pressure you lay on him. He wants the puck on a stick when it matters. He is well liked by his teammates and coaches and takes leadership proudly. Quebec has finally produced a French-speaking future superstar. Alexis is like a chess player. He thinks the game 3 steps in advance. His high hockey intelligence and great vision make him a threat wherever he is on the ice. He wants the puck on his stick. He wants to dominate the game, and he usually does. Plays best when carrying the puck on the rush, always a threat to score or make a brilliant play to set up a goal. He can drive a line by himself from the wing. Lafreniere is confident and creative. He's very powerful and balanced skater. He's excellent edge work and speed to burn. Looking at his statistics over the last 2 seasons, they are really impressive. He played 60 games in both 17-18 and 18-19. In 17-18, he had 42 goals, 38 assists for 80 points, and a plus 35. My built-in audience knows how much I value plus-minus among defensemen and centermen, and especially just being a winger himself. It's one of those things that you don't necessarily expect something like that, but just that ridiculous plus-minus is something that I thoroughly love. 18-19, 60 games played, 37 goals, 68 assists, 105 points, and a plus 52. I'm not gonna lie, the more I read up on this kid, seeing his size, 6'1", 192 pounds, he definitely could be a forward at the NHL level. If even just half of these statistics transfer over, even just half of this phenomenal play that he is showing and how dominant he is as a prospect, if only just a portion of this makes it through, you still have about a 40-50 point scorer. And at the NHL level, that's beyond valuable. And I can easily understand why ISS has him at number 1 overall for the projected prospects. However, we still have one more prospect to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. And last but not least, center for the Sudbury Wolves of the OHL, Quinton Byfield. 6'5", 214 pounds out of Ontario. This kid is a beast. Ironically enough, and I quote from the article, Quinton Byfield is a beast. There is no better way to describe him. I have thought long and hard and find it very hard to find a comparable. I don't care to compare players to other players because I feel every player deserves his own limelight. If you were to force me into a corner and make me answer the question, I would say ex-Flyer great Eric Lindros comes to mind. Quinton Byfield plays a 200-foot game. Byfield has a huge frame and is only going to develop more muscle mass. I pity the NHL defenseman that will have to contain him down low. He plays a very aggressive 200-foot game and prides himself in doing it. Plays equally hard in both ends of the ice. Could learn more skill in the defensive zone, but show me a prospect who doesn't need to work in that area. He plays the power play and on the penalty kill. Quinton is very well liked by his teammates. He doesn't have an ego. He is shy and humble. He doesn't know how good he is. Just ask his coach, Corey Stillman. Quinton was granted exceptional status to play in the OHL as a 16-year-old. On his aggressive playstyle, along with playing aggressive, Quinton plays with speed. He is absolutely ridiculous in one-on-one situations. He regularly makes defensemen look silly with his creativity. He takes the puck to the net with brute force. He skates very well for such a big man. Yes, I realize he is just 17. Quinton Byfield makes players around him better. He is not selfish with the puck at all. passes well, has an incredible shot. I am very excited to see what Quinton will do in his second year in the OHL, which will be his last, no doubt. And I'm not going to lie, his stats for his first year in the OHL aren't bad. 18-19, he had 64 games played, 29 goals, 32 assists for 61 points, and a plus 12. Once again, I reiterate, that is a very important statistic for me when it comes to centers and defensemen. And I'm not going to lie, I really like Quinton Byfield. I understand how good Lafreniere is, but Quinton Byfield should not be slept on at all. And I really think that if he has a fantastic year this year, he could make a run for that number 1 overall. However, how do I feel about it right now? Just reading their profiles, getting to learn about their game, looking at their numbers. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and have to agree with consensus here. Alexis Lafreniere will most likely be number 1. However, whoever ends up with number 2 is still going to be getting a fantastic center. And I legitimately think both of these guys could be future stars in the NHL.